gentlemen of maturity. Each of us has endured those pivotal moments when life appears to spiral beyond our grasp, be it the sting of job loss, the fracture of cherished relationships, or the unyielding rush of everyday demands. These instances often leave us grappling with a profound sense of helplessness and confinement. Yet, consider this empowering truth. There exists a profound method not merely to survive such ordeals, but to emerge fortified and resilient. Today, let us embark together on a deep exploration of Seneca's enduring wisdom. The ancient philosopher who commanded serenity in the midst of utter turmoil. His Stoic teachings transcend simple philosophical reflections. They are practical strategies that have empowered leaders, thinkers, and individuals across centuries, and they can strengthen us in the present day. By the end of this video, you will possess a toolkit of Stoic principles to build mental resilience and regain command over your emotions and responses, no matter what life hurls your way. Join me as we uncover how to apply these ancient secrets to modern living, steering toward a more centered and steadfast existence. If you value this content and wish to support the channel, a simple yet meaningful gesture. I ask only that you hit the subscribe button. It enables us to keep delivering valuable insights like these. I also urge you not to skip any part of this video. If you're watching, you're not like the masses, you recognize the worth of delving deeply into matters. Consider yourself an exception. Seneca's wisdom that what is everywhere is nowhere highlights a crucial principle often overlooked in our modern whirlwind. Focusing on one task at a time is the core of Stoic philosophy and can transform how we approach our daily endeavors. In a world that glorifies the myth of multitasking, we must pause and reconsider its true effectiveness. When attempting multiple tasks simultaneously, we scatter our attention, leading to more errors and diminished work quality. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, emphasized focus every minute, like a Roman, like a man performing the task at hand with precise seriousness and sincerity, with dedication, willingness, justice, and freeing yourself from all other distractions. This focused approach does more than boost productivity. It cultivates a mental state that cherishes depth over superficiality. By immersing fully in a single task, whether professional duties, personal projects, or meaningful conversations, we achieve greater fulfillment and satisfaction. Plato might argue that such singular focus allows us to access a higher form of beauty and truth in our work, as we pour our utmost into it and create something that mirrors values of goodness and perfection. Moreover, the psychological benefits of concentrating on one task at a time are immense. It lightens the brain's load, reduces stress, and enhances decision-making. Aristotle, who championed virtue development through consistent right actions, would surely endorse this as a means to cultivate temperance, self-control, enabling us to regulate distractions and instant gratifications. As you embrace this concentrated method, you follow in the footsteps of Stoic philosophers while aligning with modern psychology, which affirms that our brains are not wired for handling multiple complex tasks at once. The quality of your work and life improves markedly when you devote undivided attention to one pursuit. Socrates' method, profound inquiry and dialogue, with intense focus on a single topic, excluding all else, demonstrates the power of this approach. Implementing this Stoic principle not only enhances our efficiency but also renders us more profound, serene, and balanced. It is a rejection of modern multitasking chaos and an embrace of a more intentional and meaningful way of living. In practice, we will notice not only improved work outcomes, but also elevated overall mental well-being. Seneca once stated, "The greatest pains all stem from an undisciplined mind," a declaration that reveals a profound truth about human nature. Uncontrolled impulses are the root of immense suffering and emotional turmoil. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-mastery and rational thought, provides a framework to confront this challenge head-on. Rather than suppressing emotions, which is unhealthy and unsustainable, Stoicism teaches us to understand and manage them effectively. The journey to controlling impulses begins with self-awareness. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, declared, "No one is truly free who has not mastered himself." This underscores the vital role of self-command in attaining genuine freedom and authentic happiness. As we identify our impulses and their triggers, we gain the power to handle them rationally. This does not mean denying emotions, but comprehending them deeply to respond in alignment with long-term goals and values. In philosophy, Aristotle also spoke of regulating impulses through virtue development. He believed virtue lies in the mean between excess and deficiency, a concept known as the golden mean. For instance, courage is the midpoint between recklessness and cowardice. Applying this to impulse control, we seek balance between impulsive reactions and complete inaction, aiming for thoughtful responses that reflect our best selves. Furthermore, practicing philosophy as a guide for controlling impulses requires cultivating rational thinking as a habit. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often stressed aligning thoughts with rational and ethical principles. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This perspective encourages us to focus on internal responses rather than external stimuli, thereby gaining better control over impulses. By examining fleeting emotions through a philosophical lens, we can make choices not driven by momentary feelings, but by deliberate reflection and consideration. This habit not only fortifies mental strength, but also aligns us more closely with our core values, leading to decisions made not in haste, but with clarity and composure. The Stoic method for impulse control involves fostering an ongoing internal dialogue that questions and evaluates our instinctive reactions. It is not merely a discipline, but a way of life, enabling us to rise above short-term desires and achieve a deeper sense of contentment and purpose. This disciplined approach does more than avert emotional suffering. It constructs a lifestyle brimming with reflection and significance. Seneca advised, "Prepare for everything." He famously urged us to imagine in our minds things like exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the trials of human life should always be before our eyes. This advice may sound dramatic at first, as not everyone is amidst the seas or battlefields, but Seneca refers to mental preparation for the inevitable challenges of life, the foundation of Stoic resilience. Stoicism instructs us to anticipate and mentally rehearse for the worst, not to induce panic, but to mitigate shock and pain when hardships truly arise. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, means premeditating on evils that may come. It is not about excessive worry, but about equipping ourselves mentally and emotionally for life's unexpected blows. Think of it this way: athletes train under harsh conditions to prepare for the real pressures of competition. Similarly, By mentally rehearsing difficult scenarios, we condition our minds to handle stress and adversity with greater calm and less panic. This Stoic habit also helps us appreciate the present, as understanding how much worse things could be makes daily issues seem more manageable. Applying Stoicism does not mean living in constant anxiety about what might happen, but maintaining a realistic view of potential risks. For instance, if you worry about your career, instead of succumbing to fear, you can prepare by updating your resume, honing skills, or even exploring alternative paths. In this manner, if the worst occurs, you are not caught off guard and are better positioned to cope. This principle extends beyond personal crises, aiding us in staying ready for life's major upheavals, from financial difficulties to personal losses. Through preparation, we not only avoid initial shock, but also shorten recovery time and adaptation. We become less emotionally reactive and more thoughtfully responsive, a subtle yet powerful shift in navigating life's uncertainties. Seneca's counsel enables us to build a mindset not overwhelmed by adversity, but fortified to withstand it. This mental readiness is not about awaiting the worst, but preparing to face any circumstance, thereby enhancing endurance and psychological fortitude. Through the Stoic lens, we see not just the potential for loss or hardship, but opportunities for growth and renewal in every challenge. Another profound lesson from Seneca: difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. This idea may seem counterintuitive at first. Actively embracing hardship, it involves choosing discomfort, not for punishment, but to build mental endurance and expand our capacity to face life's inevitable trials. Consider it akin to athletes training in rigorous conditions to ready themselves for actual competition. Athletes know that pushing limits in controlled settings prepares them better for real pressures. Over time, what once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable and eventually comfortable. Practicing Stoicism is not about seeking suffering for its own sake, but recognizing that growth often arises from challenges. Embracing voluntary hardships also means redefining our comfort zones. In a world that prioritizes ease, choosing the harder path can be bold. But Stoics invite us to rethink what true comfort means. Is it merely the absence of pain, or the presence of inner strength and peace? That comes from the confidence that we can handle whatever comes our way. When applying this Stoic principle to life, we also learn to value our current circumstances more deeply. Knowing we can endure fosters a profound appreciation for simple joys. This is not about building a life on avoiding difficulties, but on the foundation of resilience. We do not seek pain, but when it arrives, we view it as a chance to hone our Stoic skills. By welcoming voluntary challenges, we nurture a deep-seated belief in our own capabilities. We prove to ourselves that we possess the strength to overcome obstacles, thereby forging unshakable self-confidence. Each conquered trial stands as testament to our untapped inner power that we may not have fully trusted before. Follow Seneca's lead and step boldly into the arena of voluntary hardships, where you discover not just challenges, but the keys to a more resilient and fulfilling life. Seneca observed that we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. This reminds us that our perception of events, not the events themselves, is the greatest source of pain. It is easy to fall into the trap of viewing ourselves as victims of circumstances, leading to a mindset that things happen to us rather than for us or with us. Stoicism teaches the importance of perception, How we choose to see and interpret life's challenges profoundly affects our experience. If we see ourselves as passive recipients, we relinquish control and personal power. Conversely, by viewing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, we maintain control over our responses and become more proactive in life. Imagine a common scenario: you are passed over for a promotion, and the initial feeling is one of exclusion or unfair treatment. While those emotions are valid, Stoicism invites us to re-examine our response. Are we viewing it solely through the lens of loss and injustice? What if we see it as a chance to receive feedback, refine skills, or even reassess our career path for better alignment with our aspirations? Avoiding the victim mentality does not mean denying injustices or hardships. It is a shift from focusing on what happens to us to how we respond to those things. This change is profoundly empowering. It moves us from passive reaction to active participation in life. We stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn? How can I grow from this situation?" Stoicism equips us with tools to detach from initial emotional reactions and gain a broader perspective. It helps us realize that while we cannot control all external occurrences, we can control our perceptions and reactions. This mindset shift brings freedom and empowerment, allowing us to live with greater purpose and resilience, better prepared for future challenges. Moreover, practicing this Stoic principle enriches our relationships as we refuse to perpetuate the victim role, fostering connections based on mutual respect and understanding rather than blame and resentment. We become more empathetic, recognizing that just as we are responsible for our own happiness, others are for theirs. By embracing a Stoic lifestyle, we liberate ourselves from the chains of victimhood, taking ownership of our life's narrative and acknowledging that we are the true architects of our reality. This empowerment is the essence of Stoicism and the key to a full and proactive life. Choose to rise above the victim role, not by denying pain, but by rewriting your story with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Seneca's advice to withdraw into oneself as much as possible underscores the value of solitude in Stoic philosophy. This is not a call to isolate from the world, but an invitation to carve out moments of quiet reflection and self-assessment. In this fast-paced era, the noise of life can easily drown out our inner voice, hindering personal growth and self-worth. Stoicism teaches that true solitude is a state of profound awareness, not mere physical isolation. The benefits of dedicating time to solitude are profound and have been echoed by philosophers across ages. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic thinker, frequently wrote about the importance of self-examination in his personal writings. He believed that self-understanding is prerequisite to living a virtuous and purposeful life. He stated that nowhere can one find a more peaceful and untroubled retreat than in one's own soul. This highlights how solitude offers a secure sanctuary where we can escape external pressures and focus on inner development. Furthermore, practicing solitude allows us to explore our thoughts and emotions without distraction. It provides space to process experiences and align actions with our principles. Regular engagement in this fosters a deeper self-understanding and clarity on what we truly desire in life. This alignment is key to living authentically and achieving fulfillment. Aristotle also addressed the importance of self-reflection for attaining eudaimonia, or true flourishing. He believed self-knowledge is essential for developing virtues and living according to reason. In solitude, we can earnestly evaluate our lives and adjust them to reflect our genuine values and aspirations. The Stoic practice of solitude also promotes resilience. Epicureans emphasized the necessity of self-contemplation to fortify the mind against adversity. They advised using solitude as a tool to strengthen character and mental endurance, preparing for life's unavoidable trials. You have the right to withdraw whenever you wish, he said. Perfect tranquility stems from a well-ordered mind, residing in your inner world. Additionally, time alone helps us appreciate relationships and social interactions more fully. Returning from these quiet intervals, we often bring greater offerings, be it empathy, patience, or clarity. This not only enriches personal bonds, but also elevates our contributions to the community. Seeking solitude in Stoicism is not escaping life, but deepening our engagement with it. By retreating inward, we gain the clarity to act more wisely in the world. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus guide us on using solitude not to flee from life, but to live it more fully and meaningfully. Concluding today's discussion, it is evident that Stoic teachings are not mere abstract theories, confined to ancient texts, but practical strategies for daily application. They empower us to become more reflective, resilient, and purposeful. Stoicism imparts the value of focus, the power of self-control, the importance of preparation, the strength from embracing hardship, the freedom from avoiding self-pity, and the wisdom solitude brings. Each principle challenges us to look inward, to refine our essence, facing life with sincerity and courage. Remember, Stoicism does not promise an easy life, but equips us with tools to confront challenges more effectively. It encourages viewing every obstacle as an opportunity to cultivate virtue and every hardship as a test of endurance. As we integrate these Stoic practices, we do not merely survive, but thrive, nurturing a life of inner peace and completeness with the Stoic spirit. Continue exploring how to apply ancient wisdom to navigate modern complexities. Strive to be better than yesterday, living with purpose and virtue. If you wish to continue this journey, check out one of the videos on screen. They are crafted to guide you deeper into practical Stoicism in everyday life. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Journal. We appreciate your curiosity and drive for growth. Remember, the path to wisdom is long and challenging, but each step you take leads to a more meaningful existence. So keep advancing with courage